Welcome back, Hookah Fiends. We again are Mr.Dr. Hookah, and for those of you who have watched our first video, we thank you and welcome back. Now, if you haven't seen our first video, make sure you watch that. It's a really good flavor. We did a really good review on it. It's one of our favorites, so make sure you go back to our channel and go watch that video. Today, we're going to be reviewing Tangiers Lemon Lime. It's a new, we did Starbuzz last time, and this is one that we're looking at now, and Derek will talk to you about it for a bit.
So, when you buy Tangiers, it doesn't actually come in a nifty little container like this. This is actually a Starbuzz container that I recycled and honestly just put some duct tape on it.
Just trying to be eco-friendly.
The great thing about Tangiers is it's got a really bold flavor. It's a little more traditional than Starbuzz. It's got a much harder buzz. But
oh my gosh.
When you smell it, it smells like, I would say it smells like lemon lime Kool-Aid, honestly.
Or Gatorade, yeah.
Or Gatorade. It's definitely a...
it doesn't really have a strong smell to it, like, compared to the taste. The taste, it's so bold that
it is
the
a very
smell
bold
doesn't
taste.
have that. You can see.
Yeah, the shisha is much darker than the actual Starbuzz shisha. It's, wow. The Starbuzz shisha is like a yellow, sometimes a red. Every flavor of Tangiers is just black. And that's mostly because of the type of tobacco that they use, which is what gives it the harder buzz like we were talking about. But Blake, what would you rate this flavor as?
It's hard to answer that question just because it all depends on who's smoking it. Since we've smoked hookah for a while, we can handle this. I remember the first time I had it, it was at one of my buddies who actually goes to the University of Oregon now. And man, first time I had it, I buzzed like crazy. It was crazy. It's completely different. And since I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't get that nicotine feel. I don't know the percentage of nicotine on it, but I know it's like 10 times as much as Starbuzz. And I mean, man, it'll put you in a place, as Derek will call it.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
So definitely, if you're new to smoking hookah, I don't recommend this at all.
Yeah, I would agree completely. I would say that if you're one of the hookah fiends, as Blake likes to call it, somebody that smokes hookah on a daily or, every few days kind of basis, Tangiers is definitely one to pick up, especially if you're starting to build a tolerance to Starbuzz and some of the other flavors out there, or some of the other companies out there. I think as a daily smoker, I would definitely rate this probably near a 6 or a 7. The reason is it's not a good mixing flavor. It's a good flavor by itself, but that's really the only way that you can smoke it. I could see maybe smoking it with like a mint or maybe a little more, like maybe even a watermelon. But
I can see it working with the melon blue, like hints of it. I mean, we're smoking just the Tangiers right now, so maybe that's why it's a little heightened for us, but I mean, I would definitely want to mix it with a Starbuzz flavor or something like that, especially if you've never had this before, just because, I mean, it's just really intense. I mean, that's what I think of it. Yeah, for sure.
I think you were mentioning this earlier. Because it is a more natural form of tobacco, it's unwashed. When you first throw the coals on and start smoking it, it can be what most people would call harsh. It's actually not harsh. It's just very dense. And so if you throw it on and start smoking right away and you're getting big clouds and it seems to get harsh within like the first 2 or 3 minutes, that's just the density of the smoke. And I mean, it even catches me off guard.
As you can see, I mean, we don't have this packed too heavy just because, I mean, you can tell by the smoke, just because it's such a powerful flavor. It's not ones where you want to have cloud competitions with people. I mean, you could get sick doing that.
I would agree.
But I mean, and for most of you, I know we've talked about in our last video, for those who saw it, that we're using the Lotus head, like the metal head that we use with it. For most people that use the tinfoil, you have to be just so careful with it.
If you get the tinfoil too close to the shisha,
it'll burn and it'll taste like garbage. You don't want to do that. You got to be so careful with this. You want to make sure it's just heating the shisha instead of burning it. I mean, you want to do that with any of them, but especially with this, or else you're going to get just such a harsh flavor with it.
Yeah,
harsh
for
taste.
sure. But I think this is a real good flavor for experienced smokers. Definitely one that I wouldn't keep it on hand. It's a little more expensive than most shisha.
What's it running about? 30, 35?
It runs about 25 to 30 at our local shops. As far as other shops, I can't speak for them. Online, it runs about 25 as well. So it's a little up there as far as the expense, but it's not a whole lot more than a 250 gram actual tin of Star Buzz. So, and it's the same number of grams. They're 250, which is a very decent size. It'll last you, depending on how you use it. If you're using it every head that you pack, probably 2 weeks, maybe even a week. That's if you smoke.
This is one you're going to want to
days.
savor just for special occasions. For people that have smoked hookah before, it's all, like I said, it's all flavor. It's all buzz. You just don't want too much clouds with it, or else it's going to be harsh. You're not going to be happy with it. It's very different than these Star Buzz, Alphacar, all those flavors. You'll be coming back to us saying, "Why'd you recommend this flavor? It's not a good flavor." And we're telling you right now, it will come across as harsh, but it's just dense. It is very, very natural. The buzz can be nice though, right at the beginning. It can be really nice, but this flavor can get old really quick. That's why you don't want to be smoking this about every day. Right. So I would say special occasions for sure. Absolutely. And I think the last one we had a peach iced tea version of this. Yeah. And man, that lasted us almost a month, something like that. And you weren't even here for some of that. So I mean, that's a long time for us. We can go through shisha in half a week if we really try. Oh yeah. I mean, 2 or 3 heads a day. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit subscribe too. We'd love that. Yeah, absolutely. And check out our Twitter for updates on our next video, and we'll see you next time here on Mr. Dr. Hookah. See you guys.